I'm here with David Lloyd, V for Vendetta, and of course, Kickback. David Lloyd, amazing artist, was on my show, one of my favorite interviews of all time. I'm so happy to be talking to him. I'm also going to be talking to him today about Aces Weekly, which is a new online iPad type of thing, and I'm very excited about you're doing this thing. So let's get right into Aces Weekly. What was the impetus behind to start an iPad-oriented sort of weekly, is it weekly?
It is weekly, yeah.
So it's like an ongoing series. There are 7 in each volume, 3 pages a day, but there's 5 or 6 stories going on, so it's like a continuing story. Very exciting. So where did the impetus to do this come from?
Well, the impetus was because for a long time, a couple of years, I've always liked the idea of just getting a bunch of guys and girls together to do something that is just online, on computer, that cuts out all that stuff that you have to go through in print. You know, in print, you got to go through a printer, you got to go wholesaler, retailer, distributor, and they're taking all that money that actually should come to you. And I always thought the perfect model was for a bunch of guys and girls to get together, do an anthology thing, and put it on screen. But my initial idea was to actually have it on one of the, there are many platforms that offer that sort of facility. And then when I spoke to my collaborator, colleague, Bambosh Georgiou, who's an ex-Marvel editor, he said, well, I think it's better if we have our own identity, have our own website. And he was right, of course. It's more work. It's more work, I've discovered to my cost. But it's the ideal thing because we have our own identity. In fact, I've trademarked our logo, the name in the UK and Europe. So, we have our own identity now. And as you say, it's an anthology weekly magazine. It's like the Sunday pages. We're kind of bringing back the Sunday pages. Every week you wait for what the next episode is, or like TV. What's the next? Yeah, exactly. Cliffhangers, all that sort of stuff. And one of the draws to all these great creators, because we have some great names working in Aces Weekly. Herb Trimp's doing something, Bill Sienkiewicz, Steve Bissett, a lot of great guys are doing stuff for us, including me.
The greatest.
Yeah, it's because what I say is you can do 21 pages of whatever you like. And because I'm asking people I know are professionals, they're not going off, some are doing some experimental stuff, but mainly it's really good entertainment. And that's the trick. We are universal. We're doing great entertaining stories. And the whole project works by subscription. And nobody's doing this for money up front. We're doing it because we actually believe it's a great concept. But we need supporters to get us along, So everybody needs to support this great new idea. It gets work directly from the creator to the buyer at a touch of a button. You don't have to go out to a comic store. You don't have to order it. It comes to your iPad, your tablet, your laptop, your PC at a touch of a button. Just subscribe, buy a volume, and it's easy to get, and it has some of the best stuff there is you can get.
It's amazing stuff. What a lineup of artists. That's really amazing. You've got these guys with you. And also, again, I think people really like the idea of the money going almost directly to them. As a person who's a fan who comes to these kind of things, that most of my money is going to go to you and the artists, and that's terrific. I think people really embrace that. Yeah,
that's it. That's the key point. I'm getting lots of great reaction from people who come by the table. We've got a great banner here which shows some of the artwork, which and is absolutely. We're giving the best to people for a very good price. You get 7 weekly volumes. Well, you get 7 weekly issues, which makes up a volume, which with extras adds up to about 210 pages, and it's just $9.99. Now, that's good. That's good for anybody.
It must be exciting. These guys can do anything they want, so there's going to be all sorts of stuff. Do you do any editing? Do you keep it under R rating or anything like that? Are you concerned about that, or any kind of rules?
Yeah, absolutely. It is an under R rating, if I take you to mean that. Yeah, we want to keep this universal. And, I'm a big fan of great storytelling that can reach a whole audience. You look at some of the movies of John Ford, there's nothing, you've got great drama for everybody. And that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in really great universal entertainment for everyone. Because, you know, on a practical level, it's good because you get more subscriptions that way. Why would you want to restrict your audience? Why? I mean, unless you have some agenda which makes you want to sort of like be edgy. We don't have to be edgy. We just have to tell great stories to the widest possible audience. That's my job here, and you know that's what I'm trying to provide for people who subscribe.
Like I said, great. It's an amazing lineup. I mean, do you have people lined up for Volume 2, Volume 3? Is all that in the works?
Yeah. We have actually. We ended up with practically a full roster of people. I initially planned it for 6 volumes, but I've already extended it to 7 volumes because the reaction from artists has been just terrific.
It's totally freeing. I mean, wow, look at that.
It's just incredibly heartening for me, you know, to come up with something that's kind of a new idea, but I'm getting lots of great reaction. So I'm going to extend it to 7 volumes. But we apart from the 7th volume, we did have a completely full roster. But what we've done, we've worked it out because everybody's working as hard as they can, but you're going to get missed deadlines. You know, that's the nature of the beast. So what we're doing is we're getting people working parallel, and those people who've got the work ready, well, they'll go in that volume, and then if they miss it, well, they can go in the next volume. We have to operate like that because once you start a thing like this, you have to keep it going practically, and I'm very happy that most people are sort of hitting their deadlines, but you know, we have backup and it's working out okay right now.
Well, I'm sure artists are very excited. I mean, this is the whole next generation of stuff. I mean, it's kind of interesting that you're going back to the anthology stuff and bringing it to the future. It's almost like you've gone back to the roots, but you're giving it a whole new digital life. Are they formatting their stuff for the iPad size and the whole kind of thing? Or are they taking that into consideration?
Yeah, exactly. Well, our basic model is the iPad size because 9.5 inches is the size of the screen. We actually, in midstream, we changed our resolution because iPad knocked up their resolution. So we changed that. We're all constantly aware of the changes in technological requirements for those things. So yeah, we're working to that. But we don't. I mean, 9.5 is about our limit. We worked out all the lettering and everything so that it's legible at that point. You know, we can go down an exercise 7 inches, but that's a bit dodgy. 9.5 is what is the basis of our model, and the stuff looks great in 9.5. The stuff looks even better on a big PC screen, and this is one of the other benefits about doing it digitally. You don't have any problems with the printing. Your colors come out exactly the way you did them. Yeah, very vibrant. I mean, years ago when I did some strips for TV, I remember seeing them and I think, my God, that looks better than I thought. I didn't know it looked so good.
You're so used to it being dull.
Yeah, I mean, great, and the stuff actually sparkles on screen.
Let's wrap up with what's your piece in the Aces Weekly, the first one. I mean, was it something you've been working on for a long time? Did you do it special for this? What is your piece about?
Well, my piece is called Valley of Shadows. It's set in a California where the sun doesn't shine anymore, which is probably everybody's worst nightmare. It certainly is me. But we have lots of different stories coming up. I mean, Antonio Bofurco from Italy here. He's doing something called Gabriel, which is about a kind of warrior exorcist. It's kind of those really, really sort of like dark fantasies. And so we've got a great mix of stories. Some light-hearted stuff, some really heavy dramatic stuff. And it's a great mix. It's not theme specific. It's not subject. It's not sex specific, you know. We're not we have everything here for anybody that just likes great comic art. That's the key, and I think the time is now that you can appeal to people on the basis of great comic art. You know, because if you go back to the past, a lot of people that bought comics were casual readers, just wanted a quick fix of adventure or fiction. Now you've got a whole new constituency in effect. Yeah, of people who just love great comic art. And that's the key to what we want to offer, and as I say, it's at a great price, and I'm very, very proud to be representing these guys.
It's great. I'm really excited to look forward to it. I mean, I grew up reading heavy metal and things like that. I'm really excited for this kind of an anthology thing. So, David, thank you so much for your time, and I wish you the best of luck with this.